In the heart of Africa, nestled between rolling hills and sprawling savannas, lay the vibrant town of Nyamiko. Known for its breathtaking landscapes, Nyamiko was a place where tradition and modernity danced together in a complex, beautiful world. The town was alive with the sounds of life, children playing in the dusty streets, merchants haggling over prices in the bustling markets, and the constant hum of nature in the background. Afiya, an 18-year-old girl with dreams as wide as the sky above her, lived in a modest home with her family. They were middle class, a status that allowed them some comforts but required hard work and sacrifice. Afiya was known for her intelligence, her kind heart, and her striking beauty. Her days were filled with school, chores, and helping her mother in the family shop. Life was simple, but Afiya had aspirations that reached far beyond the borders of Nyamiko. Kofi, a 19-year-old from a wealthy family, was a stark contrast to Afiya. His father, Mr. Owusu, was one of the richest men in the region, owning vast tracts of land and several successful businesses. Kofi lived in a grand mansion that overlooked the town, a symbol of his family's status. Despite his privilege, Kofi was not arrogant. He was thoughtful and introspective, often questioning the values and choices of his father. However, the pressure to conform to his family's expectations weighed heavily on him. The paths of Afiya and Kofi crossed one fateful evening at a town celebration. The night was alive with music, dancing, and laughter. Under the stars, amid the joyous chaos, Kofi and Afiya found themselves drawn to each other. Rumors had swirled around Afiya, unfounded tales of her supposed promiscuity. Kofi, influenced by these whispers and his own curiosity, approached her with intentions that were less than honorable. A few weeks after the celebration, Afiya discovered she was pregnant. The news shattered her world, leaving her grappling with fear and uncertainty. Her dreams of a bright future seemed to vanish overnight. Desperate for support and understanding, she confided in her father, Mr. Mensah. She hoped he would offer her guidance and protection during this difficult time. Mr. Mensah, however, saw an opportunity to leverage the situation for his own gain. Believing the pregnancy could be used to secure a better future for their family, he decided to blackmail Mr. Owusu. Mr. Mensah confronted Mr. Owusu with the news, demanding financial support and threatening to ruin the Owusu family's reputation if they did not comply. The confrontation was explosive. Anger and accusations flew between the two men. Mr. Owusu, a proud and stubborn man, refused to be coerced. He dismissed Mr. Mensah's demands with contempt, leaving Mr. Mensah infuriated. The encounter ended with Mr. Mensah storming out, his plans thwarted. That evening, Mr. Mensah returned home, drunk and seething with rage. He confronted Afiya, blaming her for the failed blackmail attempt and their family's misfortunes. The argument quickly escalated, turning violent. Afiya, who had been silently enduring the verbal assault, was pushed to her limit. In a desperate bid to protect her unborn child and herself, Afiya grabbed a gun that had been kept for security in the house. In the heat of the moment, with emotions running high, she accidentally shot her father. The incident left her shaken, filled with guilt and horror at what she had done. Mr. Mensah lay bleeding on the floor, the reality of the situation sinking in for both Afiya and her brother Kwame, who had witnessed the entire event. Kwame, always the protector, decided to take the blame for the shooting to shield Afiya. He knew the consequences she would face, both from the law and their community. With a heavy heart, Kwame confessed to the crime and urged Afiya to flee. He helped her escape Nyamiko, ensuring she would have a chance at a new life away from the town's prying eyes and judgment. Afiya, now a fugitive, left Nyamiko with a mix of sorrow and relief. The town she once called home became a place of painful memories and lost innocence. Her journey led her far from the familiar landscapes of her youth, into a future filled with uncertainty but also hope for her unborn child. 8 months later, Afiya returned to Nyamiko as a witness in her brother's court case. She was accompanied by her friend, Dr. Adi, who had been a pillar of support throughout her pregnancy. The town was abuzz with gossip upon her return. Whispers and pointed fingers followed her everywhere. Some mocked her, others laughed, and many made cruel side comments, calling her a drunk's daughter and questioning how she could ever turn out right. Despite the harsh judgment from the townsfolk, Afiya stood resolute. The court hearing was tense, with emotions running high on both sides. Afiya's testimony was crucial, and she delivered it with honesty and conviction. Her presence in the courtroom was a testament to her strength and determination to protect her family. After the hearing, Afiya left Nyamiko, never looking back. The town that once held her dreams now harbored too many painful memories. She was determined to build a new life for herself and her unborn child, far away from the shadows of her past. 18 years later, Nyamiko had changed in many ways, yet retained its core essence. The town's skyline had new buildings, and the streets were busier, but the spirit of the community remained strong. Afiya, now 36, returned to the town she once fled, accompanied by her daughter, Oma, and her brother Kwame, now a successful architect. Afiya's return was a bittersweet homecoming. She had built a life for herself and Oma in another city, but the pull of Nyamiko's familiar rhythms and landscapes was undeniable. Oma, a vibrant young woman with a curious mind, had grown up hearing stories of her mother's childhood and the town of Nyamiko. She was eager to explore her roots and understand the place that had shaped her mother. Kwame's return to Nyamiko was marked by his achievements. His architectural projects had brought modernity to the town while respecting its rich heritage. He had transformed the skyline with buildings that blended traditional designs with contemporary functionality, earning respect and admiration from the townsfolk. Kofi had also changed. He was now a prominent lawyer, estranged from his father but successful in his own right. His life had not been easy. He was a divorcee with a 10-year-old daughter, Amina. Despite the separation, Kofi maintained a good relationship with his ex-wife, sharing custody of their daughter. His work in law had earned him a reputation for fairness and integrity, but his personal life remained complicated. The return of Afiya and her family stirred the waters of Nyamiko. Old rumors resurfaced, and the town buzzed with speculation. Some welcomed Afiya back with open arms, while others eyed her with suspicion. The incident that had driven her away was not forgotten, and whispers of the past mingled with the excitement of her return. Oma, curious and determined, began to explore the town and its stories. She sensed there were secrets her mother and uncle were not telling her. One evening, she overheard a conversation between Afiya and Kwame about her true parentage. The revelation that Kofi might be her father shocked Oma. She felt a mix of anger, confusion, and a desperate need for answers. Omar's discovery set off a chain of events that would change the lives of everyone involved. Determined to find the truth, Omar sought out Kofi, the man she believed to be her father. Kofi was taken aback by Omar's confrontation. The revelation of having a daughter he never knew existed hit him like a tidal wave. Omar demanded answers, her emotions raw and unfiltered. Kofi's world tilted on its axis. He had always felt a void in his life, a sense of something missing. Now, faced with the reality of a daughter he never knew, he was forced to confront his past actions and the consequences they had wrought. He struggled to process the information, torn between disbelief and the growing certainty that Omar was indeed his child. The truth unraveled slowly, with Omar demanding answers and Afiya grappling with the past she tried to leave behind. Kofi sought out Afiya, needing to hear the truth from her. Their reunion was fraught with tension and unresolved emotions. Afiya, filled with guilt and regret, explained the circumstances that had led to her departure from Nyamiko and the secret she had kept all these years. The town watched as their stories intertwined once more, the tension palpable. Old wounds were reopened, and the community was divided in their support and judgment. Some empathized with Afiya's plight, while others condemned her for keeping such a significant secret. The situation was further complicated by Kofi's strained relationship with his father, Mr. Owusu. Mr. Owusu, now frail and more reflective, regretted many of his past actions, including his role in driving Afiya away. The reappearance of Afiya and Omar forced him to confront these regrets, seeking redemption and reconciliation with his son. Kofi, who had always sought his father's approval, found himself at a crossroads, balancing his newfound role as a father with his unresolved issues with Mr. Owusu. The climax of their intertwined fates came during a town festival, similar to the one where Kofi and Afiya first met. The festival was a celebration of Nyamiko's heritage, filled with music, dance, and a sense of communal joy. Amid the celebrations, an unexpected incident brought the truth to light. Omar, in a moment of bravery, addressed the gathered townsfolk. Her heart pounded as she stood before the crowd, but her resolve was unshakable. She revealed her identity and the truth about her parentage, her voice steady despite the emotions swelling within her. The town held its breath as secrets spilled and emotions ran high. Kofi stood by Omar, acknowledging her as his daughter and publicly confronting his father. Mr. Owusu, humbled and remorseful, finally accepted his son's choices and the family he had unknowingly gained. The moment was a catharsis for all involved, a purging of old wounds and a step towards healing. The festival, once a symbol of celebration, became a stage for reconciliation and truth. The townsfolk, initially shocked by the revelations, slowly began to understand the complexity of the situation. Conversations buzzed with reflections on forgiveness, redemption, and the strength of family bonds. Afiya, witnessing the courage of her daughter and the acceptance from Kofi, felt a sense of peace wash over her. The burden of secrecy lifted, replaced by the hope of a new beginning. Kwame, who had always been her rock, stood by her side, proud of the family they had become. In the aftermath, life in Nyamiko began to settle. Afiya and Kofi, now aware of their shared past and responsibilities, worked together to build a future for Omar. The bond between Kofi and his daughter Amina grew stronger, as did his relationship with his ex-wife, who supported him through the revelations. Afiya and Kofi navigated the complexities of their renewed relationship with care and understanding. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they were committed to facing it together. Their shared goal was to provide a stable and loving environment for their children, ensuring that Omar and Amina would have the support and guidance they needed. Kwame, always the protector, found peace in seeing his sister and niece safe and accepted. His architectural projects in Nyamiko continued to thrive, bringing modernity to the town while respecting its rich heritage. He became a mentor to young aspiring architects, sharing his knowledge and passion for design. Amma, inspired by her journey, pursued a career in law, determined to help others find justice and truth. She was driven by the experiences of her family and the desire to make a difference in her community. Her bond with Kofi grew stronger as they navigated their new relationship, father and daughter learning from each other and building a foundation of trust and respect. The story of Afiya, Kofi, and Oma became a legend in Nyamiko, a tale of love, regret, and redemption. It was a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the power of forgiveness. The landscape of Nyamiko, with its rolling hills and vibrant markets, remained a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. The town thrived, a place where past and present coexisted in harmony, where every resident had a story to tell, and where the future was always a promise of hope. The tale of Afiya and Kofi, filled with intrigue, suspense, and captivating elements, became a cherished part of Nyamiko's rich tapestry, inspiring generations to come. Thus, the story of Afiya, Kofi, and Oma came full circle, leaving a legacy of love, forgiveness, and resilience in the heart of Nyamiko. Thus, the end of our story. If you want more, please like, subscribe and share with your family and friends.